Dr. Steve McGuire is the director of the Cal State LA Institute for Entrepreneurship. Dr. Steve helps people develop new ventures, including networking opportunities and writing business plans. Welcome to Making It. All right, Dr. Steve, we've been talking about husband and wife teams as business owners and business partners. What do they have to do to be successful?
Well, I think that they have an advantage in that they enter the relationship with a lot of trust, which is, of course, needed no matter what you're doing in business. But they have to go by the rules that other people do. They need clarity in their roles. They can't confuse suppliers or employees or customers about who does what and who decides what. And so I think that's probably the basic thing. Who does what, who decides who's in charge. Clarity about those roles rather than overlap or confusion.
Now, when someone comes to you about starting a business, what do you tell them? On the surface, a lot of us think it's easy. You know, you get a place, you put your stuff in there, you put a sign out, hey, I'm here.
Well, I guess my job is to ask them questions. So I begin asking them why. Why do you want to do this? Rather than take a well-paying job somewhere, I ask them, why do you think that what you're going to do will be better than what's out there already? What's special? What special problem can you solve, or what special solution can you provide? What makes it unique? And the driving force to do something better, I think, is what's going to predict success.
Now, when we talk about success, we've had examples of people who've taken $500 and turned that into a multi-million-dollar corporation. What are the steps for setting up good growth, good successful growth?
Well, it does start with this idea that you have a clear idea of what you can do better than somebody else. And sometimes that idea is a little fuzzy, a little murky. And the most important thing, I think, is bringing in some other voices. Somebody who can talk to you about how to market it, somebody who can talk to you how to sell it, somebody who can talk to you how to make it, what money you'll need for it, and things like that. Those other voices are necessary. An entrepreneur can get a little bit too focused on the thing or the product or the service and forget a lot of the other essential things. And other voices are needed. So it takes a bit of maturity. A driven person who's maturing can say, you know, I didn't really think about that. I will listen to somebody.
Okay. Now, the Hollingsworth, for example, in our broadcast, were forced out of business because they grew too fast. Is there a way to plan for surprise scenarios in business?
Well, sure there is. And again, we're back to those other voices. A successful entrepreneur set up boards. They're called boards of advisors. If it's a corporation, a board of directors. If it's a nonprofit organization, it's a board of trustees, whereby people who don't work there every day come in and ask questions and say, well, what if your competitor did this? Well, what if your supplier, your number one supplier, increased his prices to you? Well, what if where you're getting your money from dried up? What would you do? And those other voices, I think, are real important, because we can get obsessed about what we do and get into all kinds of trouble. And I think managing a business is about these relations and these voices and being open to other ideas that are out there. There are plenty of people who have some good ideas for you if you just take the time to listen and bring them in.
Okay. Well, now tell us about the Entrepreneurship Institute and how you work with small businesses.
Oh, very good. Well, I'm a university professor, and so my primary clientele are students. So I'll have people come to the door of the office and say, I want to start a business. And of course, I ask why. And after we get over that hurdle and I'm kind of excited about an idea, I work with them. So I'll bring in people from the university, some people from the community, and put them through kind of a grueling process over the months of presenting it, writing it down, crunching the numbers, showing it to somebody, getting knocked down, standing up again, writing it all over again. And finally, we culminate in the presentation to a group of people who will give advice and perhaps write a check.
Oh,
and that's what we're heading for, that final presentation. Here's what I got.
One other question. With the advent of the internet, cell phone, mobile office devices, there's been a remarkable impact on business. What predictions do you have with all of these new toys and electronics?
I'm not sure. I can make predictions, but I think that the obvious thing is that there's opportunity there. So I'm working right now with a young man, an undergraduate at the university, who will be using this technology to allow, for example, an advertiser to change his ads instantly. As opposed to you put up a sign for something and it sits there and gets old and moldy and nobody looks anymore. And I think he's going towards something that will allow an advertiser to have a competitive advantage. Very exciting. So there are opportunities. If you just think about the way things are done differently, there are opportunities, and I'm sure people will grab them. And it won't be the established players. It's going to be new people who see things differently, who aren't caught up in doing things the way that It's been done for a long time.
We're going to hold you to that one. Play that later, maybe a year or two. Thank you, Dr. McGuire.
Thank you very much.
We'll tell you how you can contact Dr. Steve McGuire at the Cal State LA Institute for Entrepreneurship right after this.